Hello lovely people, what is up? Today we are solving Leetcode problem number 125, valid palindromes. So in this question we are given a phrase which is a palindrome, that is a string. And if we remove all the uppercase into lowercase and we remove all the non-alphanumeric characters, and if the string after doing all of this reads the same forwards and backwards, it is called a palindrome. So the given string is S. We have to return true if it is a palindrome and false otherwise. This particular question can be approached in two different ways and I will tell you both. So let's get started. So the first solution that we are going to see is pretty straightforward. It's just we first clean the string, so we remove all the unwanted characters, we normalize it, which means convert everything to lowercase, and then we reverse it. And we compare the reverse string to the original string. If they are the same, it's a palindrome. If not, it's not. So if we take a look at the code, we initialize a new string. Let's name it new str, and it's an empty string. And then we initialize a for loop, which loops through every character in the input. So for C in S. And then we initialize a built-in function is alpha num. So this returns true if the character is a letter or a digit, and it returns false for spaces, punctuation, symbols, etc. So we are doing this to check if the character is an alphanumeric number or a character. So if it is alphanumeric, we convert the character to lowercase and add it to the new string. So new str plus equal to c dot lower and parentheses. And then outside of the for loop, we initialize the return statement. So here we are using a slicing trick to reverse the string. So we do new str return new str equal to new str and then square bracket colon -1. So this essentially reverses the string. The time complexity for this particular approach is O of n, because we are looping once and reversing once, so it is linear. The space complexity is also constant space because new string takes extra memory and reverse string also takes memory, so O of n. So the second approach to this question will be using two pointers. Here we will not be creating a new string or reversing it. We compare characters from both ends of the original string. So using two pointers, we move inwards while comparing the characters and skipping invalid ones. We stop if it mismatches. So if you take a look at the code, we first define a function to check if the character is valid. Whether it's a letter or a number. So we do def is alpha num and the parameter is c inside the brackets. And then we initialize a return statement, return open parentheses. Here we are returning a boolean true or false. So next we do odd of character 0 less than or equal to odd of character c inside brackets, and then less than or equal to odd of character 9. So this checks if c is a digit from 0 to 9. Odd of c converts character to ASCII number. So for example, character 0 will be 48 and character 9 will be 57. So this checks if ASCII of c is between 48 and 57. Similarly, we do for uppercase A to uppercase Z, which includes all the uppercase letters. So ASCII of uppercase A will be 65 and then ASCII of uppercase Z will be 90. And then similar technique we follow for lowercase letter. So overall the function returns true if character is digit or uppercase or lowercase, else it returns false. And then outside of the function we initialize pointers. Left comma right is equal to 0 comma len of s minus 1. And then we initialize the while loop to keep looping until pointers meet or cross. Why? Because once they meet, all comparisons are done. So why left is smaller than right. So to skip invalid or left characters, we initialize another while loop. While left is smaller than right and not is alpha num inside parentheses s of left, s square brackets left, and left plus equals to 1. So what this does is, if current left character is not valid, that is space, comma, symbol, it skips it. That is why we are doing left plus equals to 1. We are doing left is smaller than right again because as a safety check, it prevents going out of bounds and stops if pointers already have crossed. So basically, we are ignoring the junk and moving on to the next useful character. Same for right, while left is smaller than right and not is alpha num of s of right, right minus equals to 1. This is the same idea as left but from the right side. So basically from the left and right, we are skipping all the non-alphanumeric characters, that is comma, space, any other thing, and moving on to the next. And then we compare both the characters. So now if both the characters are valid, we compare and convert both to lowercase and check equality. So if s of left dot lower function is not equal to s of right dot lower function, we return false. And then we move both the left and right pointer, left plus equal to 1 and right minus equals to 1. And outside of our first while loop, we return true. The time complexity for this is also off n because we are going through the string only once. So that is why even with nested loops, we are having linear time complexity. So as you can see, the code is running without any errors. So that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. See you in the next one. Bye guys.